My guests today are inspiring dynamic duos who prove that there's power in twos when they complement each other and bring the best out on the journey. We are back with married couple and social media stars Chelsea and Nick Hurst, who wrote the book In My Hand. It is called Marriage Minded, 10 Ways to Know If You Found the One. These important questions they say you have to ask before you enter this long-term commitment. Chelsea, one of the chapters I'm so intrigued by, which is number 7, can you enjoy life together? Is that a question you pose to the other person, or are you asking yourself this? Can you enjoy life together? That's a big one.
Yeah, I think it's both, Tamron. I feel like one of the things that I just loved about our dating journey and engagement is even though there were hard things and conversations that we had, we made such intentional effort to, even when we were engaged, to not talk about wedding planning on our date night that weekend, because often it can be stressful, but also like just to make time to truly like learn about one another's interests, even if they're different from one another, and just enjoy each other's presence uninterrupted.
Yeah, because I just don't, I think you enter, that's the goal, right? You found the person you believe is the one. I believe most people enter relationships hoping that they turn into lifelong commitments. I have one friend, I won't name her. She said, she walked down the aisle looking at that man and she said, this will never work. She did, and that always stuck with me. I got married years later, but that always stuck with me. So when I married my husband, I looked at him and I was like, if that comes in my head, I'm running out the door. Because people, it's dicey. How do you know? How do you know if you're going to enjoy this journey with this person? You assume yes.
Yeah, you do. But I think one of the things that we had really great assurance about in the beginning of our relationship, we're just kind of speaking from experience, but we had a moment in Atlanta, Georgia, when we actually met together. I think one of the things that people just can really benefit from is addressing these conversations, these questions. And if you have fun with one another before you even get married, I think naturally that is going to continue on if you put that effort into it and you work towards it.
Yeah, and not every single day is going to be like, your wedding day or like the first day or anything like that. I mean, there's certainly those hard days in there that many of us deal with.
For seasons, yeah.
Sure, but I think that one thing that's also just, in my opinion, very undervalued right now in our society and culture is is really the value of commitment.
Yeah.
Like, even though today is not easy, even though this week is not easy, even though this month is not easy, I am committed to you and I'm committed to working things out.
I love that. I think you're right. It's the sticking with it. You're in this commitment. The idea is not just to be able to cut and run or walk away on the days that it doesn't feel great. We have Lenitra from Atlanta, Georgia. She's got a question about the role of faith in a relationship. This is a good one. Let's listen.
Hi, Nick and Chelsea. Me and my partner have been together since 2016. We love each other so much and we care for each other so deeply, and he treats me well. We both have the same belief system in God. However, we don't have the same viewpoints, for example, celibacy before marriage. Do you think it would be a problem if we decide to get married later on down the line?
I have an answer, but I'll let you answer.
Great, yeah. So this is a great question. I think, honestly, this is one of the questions that we get a lot, honestly, from our audience, too. And so we deal with this one really, really often. My answer, honestly, to this question would be to, again, go back to square one. We obviously need to communicate. We obviously need to talk through things a bit more clearly. We need to come into alignment with whatever we believe as far as spirituality or faith goes. Chelsea and I, again, just from our experience, Chelsea and I, from the very beginning, we had an answer to this. We knew from the very beginning that this was a really big deal to us, that this is something that can corrupt relationships really quickly if it's not talked through and dealt with and come into alignment on. And so we made the decision that we wanted to wait. And I would honestly encourage every couple to have that conversation, to come into alignment with whatever it is that you individually believe. But I think that we have just seen time and time and time again that when a relationship is trying to be unified and one person is pulling left and the other person might be pulling right, it's really hard to go in the same direction.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing for Lenitra. It really is letting him know that this is where her core is. This is where she stands. Because if you make that decision, I would be bothered by every week or every month somebody trying to move me from that. You know, I'll let you know if I change my mind. But I don't need you asking me every Friday night if I've changed my mind. You know?
And I would say, Lenitra, don't move an inch. Don't back off of your convictions because someone is trying to steer you down a different road.
Well, you know what? I love the book so much. I know we're out of time, but I have to thank you because something you have in the book that I just love personally. You talk about ways to celebrate when you have reached this point where it's a commitment. And you say, write an annual letter to each other for Christmas, New Year's, the day you met or started dating, or birthdays. And that's something, when I started out with my husband, we said we won't give holiday gifts because we don't celebrate the same holidays, but we would write New Year's letters to each other. And that's something that I really have to recommit to because I got a little lazy and I fell asleep this year. So I was like, because it's a work in progress, I'll admit it. But reading that was a reminder to me, to your point, when you find the person you think is your partner on this ride, we have a beautiful couple in here who's married 45 years. To get those kind of numbers on the board, you know, you have to have that level of commitment. So thank you so much, Chelsea and Nick. The book is absolutely beautiful, and thank you so much for including the faith portion of it, because I think people need that as well in their lives. Thank you so much. The book is called Marriage Minded, 10 Ways to Know If You Found the One. It is out January 31st.